Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob Connor here, once again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Tomb Raider movie DVD collection, which consists of 3 films. I'm pretty sure it is 3, because sometimes with these franchises I have to keep checking because they're always making films, and sometimes you miss films because I've got so many films and so many different franchises. Sometimes sometimes you lose track. Sometimes I make films that you're not even aware of, and you have to keep checking. Sometimes you miss some, and sometimes you have to just double check that you've got all the films. And then sometimes there's plans that they're making more, so then you have to wait until they've made another film, then you have to wait for it to come out on DVD. Yeah, it's just, but I'm pretty sure there's only 3: the first two, and then the reboot. So obviously Tomb Raider. Let's talk about it. Coming from the very popular franchise of the Tomb Raider game, I'm pretty sure the game is probably more popular than the movies. Um, Coming from the uh, well-known computer game franchise Tomb Raider. I mean, most people know what that is. Now, I'm not, I'm certainly not a massive fan of Tomb Raider. I think I've only ever played one of the games. I'm not too sure. When I borrowed my friend's PlayStation, I think I played one of the games. Not too sure. I was not very good at it, to be honest. I don't even think I completed any of the levels or anything. So I was never any good at it. Never a massive fan, or never got the franchise. Um, in fact, I didn't even have an original PlayStation. I only ever got PlayStation 2, and I never had. I don't think I ever had a game. As I said, I think I only played one of them. In fact, when I had Nintendo 64, when everyone had a PlayStation, so they was playing Tomb Raider. I had an N64 and I was playing Mario back in the day, in the 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. So I wasn't playing Tomb Raider. I was playing like Mario Kart, Super Mario, Bomberman, and all that. I wasn't playing PlayStation games. Not until PlayStation 2 came out, then I started playing like Grand Theft Auto, um, and game called The Getaway, and wrestling games and stuff like that. But yeah, let's talk about it. So obviously, coming from the popular game series, so then they made the Tomb Raider. I can't remember how many years it'd been out before they made the film, but obviously the first film came out in 2001, I believe it was, or was it 2000? I think it's 2001. Now I actually went and saw this. Oh, by the way, this is a double feature of Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, obviously Lara Croft. And this is the double feature of both films together, so I bought that because it's got both films together. Now, I actually saw the first one at the cinema with my friend back in the day in 2001. Cool. 22 years ago now it was. I think I must have been, I think I was 16, I think, back then in 2001. So, long while ago. Yeah, so I went to see it at the cinema, and I can't remember whether I enjoyed it, whether I didn't. I thought it was alright. At the time, I'm not sure whether I had any bad comments to say about it or not. I might have done. I'm not too sure. But I think I had fun. It was just nice to go to the cinema and see a film. Anyway, back in the day, I think it was a lot more funner than it is now. It seems to be quite fun back in the day. It's not so much fun now as you get. It's not so much fun as you get older. Sometimes you just don't feel in the mood to do things. Sometimes you feel a bit down, but back then it was just all fun and games, in the 90s, and you just got excited to watch a film. Yeah, and as I said, I saw it back in the day, and then I've seen it a lot of times since it came out on TV and on video, DVD, and to be honest, I know it got a lot of criticism, and the people saying it was rubbish and wasn't very good, but I don't think it's actually that bad. Alright, Angelina Jolie, let's face it, she's not the greatest actress in the world, but to be honest, um, she's not that bad, and I think she made a good Angelina Jolie. She looked close enough to be her. To be honest, I don't think they could have picked anyone else. To be honest, I don't think she does that bad. To be honest, she certainly gets better as soon as it comes to Cradle of Life, which we'll talk about in a minute. But all right, in the first one she wasn't that, but I think she was quite young at the time. I think she was only about 25, 26. So she was quite young, to be honest. There was a lot riding on her shoulders, to be in a movie like that age. I didn't think she did that well, to be honest. I think she got probably too much stick, to be honest. I don't think that was very fair. Said she was quite young, and I don't think she'd been. I'm not sure if that's her first movie, or she'd been in movies before. She probably did, but I'm not too sure. But as I said, I don't think she did that bad, to be honest. I think they gave her a lot of stick that was too much. And as I said, I don't think the movie is that bad, to be honest. I've seen a lot worse. But obviously I've seen better. But I don't think it's that bad, actually, when I sit there and watch it again. And it's actually alright all the way through, to be honest. And the action scenes are actually alright, and it's not too bad, to be honest, the fighting and stuff. And it's actually alright. I don't think she does too bad. Going on to the Cradle of Life, that was in 2003. Didn't see that at the cinema, I only saw it when it came out. I think I saw it on the TV first time I saw it, and then seen it loads of times on DVD since. And to be honest, I think this is actually probably better than the first. And she's a lot better in this. I think she's about 28 or something now, a couple of years after. And to be honest, I think she actually does really well again. She's certainly a lot better than there. She's improved. She's certainly improved and a lot better in this. And I think in general the actual movie is probably better than the first in a lot of ways. It's a big improvement, I think we should say. And actually it's actually all right, because I just watched it earlier on. Watched both films earlier on, and I watched this again earlier on as well. And actually, I was thinking it's actually not a bad movie. It's better than one. It's quite generally good all the way through. The timing is good. It's not too short. It's not too long. It's just about right. I think it works out about 145 or something. That's not too bad for this movie, and I think it's actually quite good as a sequel. As I said, it's certainly improvement on the first, and Angelina Jolie's better. And I think it's paced out well when you watch it. It's sort of like something going on, then there's a bit of talking. They don't go on too long, then the next action scene. It sort of paces out quite well, which I quite like about it. And I think the scenes are actually quite good. A lot of the action scenes, which when it sets up from the next scene and the next scene, so they know what's going to be happening next. I think it sets itself up quite well, and the action scenes are actually quite good, and the action scenes, the fighting and that is quite good actually. I think it's quite good all the way through, and I think it is actually quite fun and enjoyable. And it's quite good actually. It's quite like a James Bond film where they set it out, all the different scenes and all the way through, and they pace it out quite well. It's sort of like done quite well like that, and it's actually quite a good sequel, to be honest. It's a very good action film, to be honest. I think it's been on TV quite a lot. It might have actually been on TV more than the first one, to be honest. But I'm not too sure about that. But I know I've seen it when it's been on TV quite a lot. And I think it is quite good, to be honest. So I'll show you the second is better than the first. Now coming on to the remake or reboot that I made. I just watched this a little while ago. I think it was 2018, I think, when I made it. Now, obviously it's a reboot, and it's not Angelina Jolie, it's a younger actress, Alicia Vikander. I think that's the right pronunciation of that, obviously Lara Croft. And yes, obviously she's a young actress playing Lara Croft in this. Now I will say I certainly don't enjoy it as much as the first couple. Certainly no, because I think the first couple were more nostalgia, because I saw them, or saw the first one at least when I was younger. So there's more nostalgia. Then I think I enjoy the second one probably the most out of these. I don't enjoy this the most, or don't enjoy it as much as those. However, it is enjoyable for what it is. and it's actually an alright sequel, to be honest. I think it's quite good all the way through. Um, Now her acting is actually not that bad, to be honest. But I prefer Angelina Jolie, if I'm being honest, out of the two. Um, and that's not just in terms of looks, but acting as well. I do prefer Angelina, to be honest. Um, but I think Alicia does quite well, and I think it's all right all the way through. And the action is quite good, and a lot of the scenes, especially the stunts and the different things where Lara Croft is doing the different things, it seems a lot of like taking stuff from the game. So that's a very good thing about this. A lot of the stuff where she's doing the stunts and type stuff, jumping around and stuff, looks similar to sort of like the stuff that she does on the game, which is quite good, and it looks quite good. A lot of the scenes look quite well done on this. However, there's sort of like moments where it feels like it's more of a game of trying to explore sort of like the scenes and the settings. It seems like she's sort of at times, not all the way through, but at times it seems like she's just and although that's right on a game where you're sort of like exploring and not taking on really villains, but in this it's sort of like it's supposed to be sort of like a movie, and it's sort of like alright they incorporated that, but it's sort of supposed to be like more of a filmy action type rather than that. But it's just sort of like, yeah, there's moments where she's sort of exploring and then there's not much going on, but then the action is sort of, but then it's sort of like mostly just shooting. Um, but other than that, as I said, it's all right. It's quite a good reboot that I made. It's probably one of the better reboots that they've done, because they've done a lot of reboots of films and they're not always worked. And this is not a bad remake, to be fairness, but I don't like it as much as these two, and I don't think it's better as a film. Actually, I don't think it's better than Cradle of Life. I think that's probably better out of the three, and I certainly enjoy those two more than the remake, if I'm being honest. But there you go, guys. I'm going to wrap this video up now. Feel free to add any thoughts and comments in the comment section, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, so that's all I'm going to talk about on this. Hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. See you soon.